Boss, I want to talk to you about the $50,000 PenFed loan application under review. 5 things that you must do to speed up the process, okay? And this is an important question because we have actually received a series of emails about viewers who want to really understand how the whole PenFed loan application works. And if they have if the loan application is pending, what are the things that you have to do specifically? So in today's conversation, I want to answer all questions. And if you have more questions about this topic, please feel free to put it in the comment section. Not a problem, we'll answer you.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flower that's stinging in the beat, but the rhythm's getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about $50,000 PenFed loan application. Okay, if the application is under review, let's say it's pending, here are the 5 things you must do to speed up the process. So first thing is we have to think about branch talk. So if you are lucky enough, let's say you live nearby a PenFed branch, I want you to go to a branch, okay? Ask to speak with a rep at a branch. Because the whole thing is you probably applied for the loan online, or if you applied over the phone, or you applied at a branch, it doesn't matter. There are records of your application in the system. So you want to go to a branch, you want to give your first name, last name, you want to give your social, and you want to ask the rep to actually see what's going on with the application. And please, we have said this before, whenever you interact with the loan rep or a credit card rep or whatever, you want to be polite, you want to be courteous, you want to articulate your request very clearly, but don't be frustrated, don't be anxious, don't be angry. It's not their fault, okay? If your application is pending, it's not their fault. PenFed has to follow a certain protocol when actually reviewing loan applications. It is what it is. There are processes, there are procedures, okay? So you want to be really, really respectful. You want to inquire about the loan application. Ask why the delay in processing. Ask specific questions, okay? It's very important. And maybe the delay is caused, maybe there is something going on, the bank is busy, the credit union is busy, or they have other issues going on, but you gotta be very sure about what's really happening. You want to ask them if they need anything else. Ask PenFed if they need anything else, okay? It's all about going there and ask why there is a delay in the processing of your loan application. But ask them, do they want you to send some other paperwork, okay? All you can do is ask, okay? And please follow instructions. If they tell you do this, do that, do this, don't do that, please follow instructions. And last but not the least, I want you to be patient. It's very important. I know you probably are frustrated right now because your loan application has been under review for 7 days or 2 weeks or whatnot, and you are just a little impatient. That's fine. That's human. But I want to tell you today to be patient. Okay, it's not their fault. They have procedures to follow. Things happen, but it's very important when you go to the branch to ask them what the next steps are. What I'm trying to say here is the conversation should end with what are the next steps. You have to have a clear idea of what the next steps are. Very important. The second thing you want to do, if you want to speed up the process, if your loan is under review, your loan application is under review, is your income. You need to be prepared to justify income. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that the loan application is pending because you failed to justify income. But the thing is that at the end of the day, when we talk about loan, you have to show your ability to repay the loan. That's just what it is. This is pure logic, okay? Action, reaction, cause and effect. If you're applying for a loan, you have to be able to show the lender that, hey, listen, I can repay the loan. So be prepared to justify income. So when we talk about justifying income, we're speaking about also justifying employment, okay? You need to substantiate your job history. This is very important. Okay. In other words, where are you working now? How long have you been there? What is the tenure? What is your role? What is your title at the company? Okay, PenFed is going to ask all those questions anyway, sooner or later. Okay, they might even send to your employer directly an employer verification letter. Okay, so they want to make sure that you are indeed working at that company. Okay, and here is an opportunity. Here is the time. If you have other income sources, let's say you are making money on the side, this is the opportunity to actually mention that too. Okay, there are a lot of ways you can show that, but the thing is, you want to show PenFed that, hey, listen, you are making money from a 9 to 5 job, but you are still deriving revenue from other sources. Okay, if you have direct deposit with PenFed, you want to mention that, because then you can accelerate the monitoring process, because they can go back to your PenFed account and see the amount of direct deposit you get every 2 weeks or every week or every month from your company, right? This is really important, because when we talk about direct deposit, through direct deposit, you are actually proving your income, your pay. You are actually proving your employer. You also prove it. You're also proving your pay frequency. This is what we call the magical trifecta when it comes to direct deposit. Okay, and so this is really important. So when you talk to a rep at a branch, or when you talk to that person over the phone, make sure that you are ready to justify income. And you got to, when I say be prepared to justify income, you got to be ready to show the paperwork, the actual paperwork. This is very important. Okay, actual paperwork, so that they can say, okay, she's making the amount, the money that she says that she's making, or he is making the same amount anyway. So very important. The third thing you want to do if you want to speed up the process is your financials. Okay, you have to show personal financial statements. There's no way around it. You can try to talk everything that you want. You can talk blah, blah, blah. I mean, they'll listen to you. Don't get me wrong. PenFed will listen to you. They're very polite. Okay, they'll listen to you, blah, blah, blah. But listen, if you have nothing to show, if you don't show them personal financial statements, they will just let the process go and process linger in limbo for a while. Okay, and you don't want that. So when we talk about personal financial statements, there is a series of statements you have to show. Okay, everything starts with your personal balance sheet, and then you have your personal income statements. Okay, if you have a household that has I would say, quote unquote, a complicated accounting structure, you can prepare a personal statement of cash flows. Okay, we have seen people do that, especially people who are making a little bit of money. You can do that, but yeah. So those are the statements that you have to prepare. Okay, and they are very simple to prepare. Okay, they're nothing complicated. It's not like a business's balance sheet or business's income statement. No, there are a lot of apps out there. There are a lot of free Excel templates or Google Sheets templates that actually have an income statement or balance sheet already in the file. Okay, so this is nothing complicated. Or if you want to know more, you can download the apps. Okay, there are apps on Google, on Android and iPhones, where you can just prepare financial statements. Okay, if you have more questions about this, please let us know. We'll answer you. And when we talk about financials, you have to also think about your bank statements. Very important. Your tax returns. Okay, that's your 1040s for the last 2 to 3 years. Okay, and be prepared to also show your W-2, your pay stubs. Okay, everything that relates to income, everything that relates to your net worth, everything that relates to your liabilities, everything that relates to your financial life. Just have that in mind. If you're a self-employed, be ready to show your 1099s and also your tax returns. Okay, so what I'm trying to say in general here is what I'm trying to say, that if you want to show personal financial statements, make sure that the income on those statements and the expenses on those statements are compatible or in sync with what you put on your PenFed loan application form. Okay, there has to be harmony, there has to be consistency. Otherwise, PenFed might be thinking that you are lying on a personal loan application form, which is a crime anyway, and you never want to do that. The fourth thing I want you to do if you want to speed up the process is to pledge collateral if needed. Sometimes sometimes things happen, and depending on the transaction you're trying to close, the loan transaction you're trying to close, PenFed might be a little hesitant to give you the loan that you need and deserve, but unless you pledge some kind of collateral. In other words, they want you to have skin in the game. They want you to make sure that, hey, listen, you can say, I'm also part of this transaction because I believe that I will be in a position where I can repay PenFed. That's fine. Okay, so be prepared to pledge collateral if needed. And when we talk about pledging collateral, we have to think about the quality of the collateral. In other words, what is the quality of the assets? Is it an asset that PenFed can actually repo and sell if you have a problem with the loan? Okay, and what is the LTV, the loan to value, that you are going to accept in this transaction? So those are important elements that I want you to really think about, okay? How much collateral do you want to pledge? Do you want to pledge partial or full collateral? So those are really important. And one thing we have seen also for the last 35 years in dealing with PenFed, not only at the personal level, but also at the business level for our 23 members in our team, one thing we have found is that PenFed always comes with conditions. They will come with conditions whenever they are engaged in a collateralized loan, in a secure loan. They basically have conditions. Now, the conditions are meant to protect PenFed, of course, okay? Whether they're asking for a lien or whether they're asking for a blanket lien or something else, they might have conditions. So make sure that when you are signing a collateralized loan with PenFed, that you will read their conditions very carefully, okay? And remember that everything depends on why the application is pending, okay? If the application is pending because of a lack of collateral, then pledging collateral can speed up the process. If things are delayed because there are mistakes on the application form, or there is some inconsistency between the data on the application form and the data in your credit report, that then you don't have to pledge collateral just to fix it. Okay, so long story short, everything depends on why the application is pending. And normally, if you have a conversation with the loan rep at the PenFed branch, they should be able to tell you clearly and systematically why your loan is still pending, so you can make the right decision right then and there. I want to talk to you now about the loan rationale. Loan rationale is very important in terms of, and this is the fifth important thing you need to do to speed up the process, okay? And sometimes PenFed might be hesitant to actually grant you the loan because they're not sure that you are going to use the loan for a good use. No, you're going to use the loan for proper projects. Let's just put it that way. Why? Because you have to understand, PenFed has their own regulatory guidelines that they have to follow, and sometimes they need to know exactly what you're going to use the money for. So you need to explain to PenFed why you need the loan, okay? You need to articulate the use of loan proceeds. And when we talk about articulating, we are speaking about speaking clearly and quietly, okay? You have to tell the PenFed rep why you need the money, okay? And it's not just about explaining why you need the money. The big question is, and this is something that Pedro, are you there? Yeah, so Pedro has asked that question last time. Yeah, you asked about that, right? You asked about use of loan proceeds. So basically, the loan rationale is important because you got to show that you will have enough cash flows to repay whatever loan PenFed grants you. It's not just about the loan that you want. Let's say you want $50,000. Are you in a position today to repay, let's say, $1,000 every month or $800 every month? Does that fit with your DTI, your current DTI, or your CUR, or your income situation? Okay, those are important. So possible uses of a personal loan include home renovation, family planning, okay, a wedding, a family situation, for instance, a medical emergency, okay? And remember that PenFed actually has restrictions on what you can use the loan for. They don't want you to get their loan to finance educational projects. So they want you to, if you want to go back to school, they have a student loan specifically for you. Or same thing with cars, same thing with other assets. They want you to use the personal loan for reasons that, for uses that, they want you to use the personal loan for projects that are not specifically tied to other loans. they are offering. Okay, so the bottom line is make sure that you are able to articulate the loan rationale in a clear and very, very limpid manner. Okay, very important. I'll be right back. Right after this, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. I'm still having a conversation with you about the PenFed $50,000 PenFed loan application under review. 5 things you must do to speed up the process. So I just gave you the 5 things: branch talk, income, financials, collateral, and loan rationale. Now, let me give you a few pro tips. They are very important for you to help you get a PenFed personal loan no matter what. One thing you want to start here is you want to run the numbers. This is really important because, run the numbers means what? It means if you are applying for a certain amount, you better be sure that you can repay the money. In other words, the monthly payments will not have any impact or too much of an impact on your personal budget or your household budget. This is really important. A lot of folks just apply blindly, and then they realize, hey, listen, I think I cannot afford this monthly payments. What's up with that, son? What's up with that? So if you do the analysis beforehand, things will be much easier for you down the road. So this is important, okay? And we talk about checking your credit score also. So if you have to check your credit score, make sure that there are no derogatory items, that everything is fine on your credit report, okay? This is important. And consider your options. When we talk about your PenFed personal loan, consider your options. In other words, PenFed will actually, this is the loan where you can get a soft pull, okay? And PenFed will give you different loan options, okay? Then you want to consider the best option for you so that your application doesn't end up in limbo after a while. And hey, listen, you can actually choose your loan type and shop around for the best personal loan. Maybe a PenFed loan is not right for you. Okay, go to another credit union or another online lender or another bank, okay? The sky is the limit when it comes to that. You want to provide necessary documentation. Again, we are speaking about how to get a PenFed personal loan right off the bat. So you want to provide all the necessary documentation in terms of getting your tax returns, your bank statements, your employment letter, okay? And so among others. And you just apply at a branch or over the phone. You accept the loan and start making payments. So it's very simple. It's not really complicated, but you got to follow a certain logic. You got to follow steps, okay, so that you don't end up making the rookie mistakes that will actually delay your loan application and put your loan application under limbo for a while. And you definitely don't want that. So run the numbers, check your credit score, consider your options, okay? Choose your loan type, shop around for the best personal loan rates, and provide the necessary documentation. Now, I want to share with you a bonus. So this is our bonus to this conversation. You may have been declined. You can be declined for a personal loan. In other words, if after a certain time that your PenFed loan application has been under review, PenFed might come back and say, you know what? We have decided to reject your application at this time. Okay, all right. And normally they should be giving you reasons on the form. Okay, they should be giving you why they rejected your ass. They should be telling you that. They should be explaining that to you on the rejection notice, okay? And they have to do this by law. But there are a lot of reasons why you can actually be rejected because of a lot of things. Your credit score was too low. Your FICO score was too low. Your debt to income ratio was too high. Because PenFed has guidelines for DTI DTI ratio, but the lower the better. When it comes to DTI, the lower the better. Okay, you try to borrow too much. Okay, let's say you have try to borrow. You applied for credit cards, you apply for lines of credit, you apply for loans simultaneously. This could be detrimental, okay, for your loan application prospects, your loan approval prospects, okay, and your income was insufficient or unstable. We've talked about that before, having a rocky job history or having an unstable job history, constantly job hopping, not good. Okay, you did not meet the basic requirements of the loan. So those are reasons why you can be disapproved. Okay, it can be denied rather. Okay, your application was missing information. I said this before. If you have inconsistency between your application on the form and information in your credit report, this could be problematic. Okay, and your loan purpose did not meet the lender's criteria. This is what I talked to you earlier about, making sure that you are able to fit what PenFed is looking for in terms of loan approval. Okay, and so if you want to improve your chances of getting a loan, build your credit history before you apply. Very important. You want to look for ways to increase your income and pay down debts, and this is stuff you have to do beforehand and during the application process. Okay, request a more realistic loan amount. This could also be a solution for you. Okay, and apply with a cosigner. Who knows? Stuff can happen. You can apply with this cosigner so you can boost your chances of approval. You can put up collateral. You can pre-qualify with several lenders. In other words, if PenFed does not give you the loan amount that you need, you can also pre-qualify with other lenders. Okay, and there are cases where you can get a personal loan with bad credit, even with PenFed. Not a problem. As long as you have the right relationship. You can have bad credit, but you can still get a loan because you have the right relationship with the PenFed. So everything is possible. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate that. In today's conversation, I was talking to you about the $50,000 PenFed loan application under review. Okay, 5 things you must do to speed up the process. So we spoke about branch talk, income, financials, collateral, and loan rationale. So those are the 5 items. And then I gave you a few pro tips, and I gave you a bonus at the end of the show just to explain to you why you may have been declined for a personal loan and what to do about it. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.